Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, community. How are you? Jenenne Macklin here, transformational speaker, wealth guide, and catalyst. Good morning. Good morning, West Coast. A little wet, a little cool. Good afternoon to the East Coast. How are you? Cold. You don't even get a cool. You're cold. Because we're kind of cold, so I know you're cold. Yeah, you see I got my t-shirt on out here. Stay warm. Good morning. Good morning. Let me know who's here. Where are you? On your East Coast, on the West Coast? I'm that chick that wants to empower women to shift their relationship with money. Hi, Beverly Taylor. How are you? Good to see you this morning. I'm that chick that wants you to have your financial confidence, to make financial decisions that support you now and going forward. I'm also wanting to encourage you to anchor your dreams and your goals. So it's Monday Mindset, and let's talk about your dreams and your goals. You have them, you've decided what they are, you've probably pinpointed them, right? They're usually in the four areas that you always hear me talk about: your faith, your finance, your health. Hi, Ma Bindu son. Where are you from, my dear? Good morning. So in those four areas, you've set up your goals, right? You have your goals for this year, what you're going to be focusing on. You've broken those into small bite size, right? What you're going to do the first 3 months, January, February, and March. Some of you may want that really to be what you're going to do just for this 1 month alone. What are you just going to do for January? And then have your guide and your steps for what you're going to do for February laid out. But what are you focusing on for January? What are you anchoring your dreams in? Because it's great to have a dream, but if you don't have it anchored into something bigger than yourself, like the end result, what you want to see happening in your life, how you want to feel when it shows up in your life, what is going to trigger for you in your life, then you don't have anything to anchor it to, then it's just like floating. You know, like you have dreams and they float through your mind while you're sleeping and you don't remember them. So one of the things I'm doing this week, and I'm personally going to invite you now at the top of the hour, it's on this page, and I'll put a link below for you to join me this Thursday evening for a visioning. We're visioning our goals. We're visioning our dreams for success. Now, visioning becomes a tool and a process for you to anchor your goals and your dreams. Just because we have them, just because we write them on a piece of paper, doesn't mean they're going to just mysteriously materialize. We have to put in the action to make sure they materialize. And I don't know about you, but in the beginning, I believe that so much of that action was really kind of haphazard. Ooh, I want to do this. I want to do that. Ooh, I want to do this. But that has to be anchored in something. It's just not going to happen just because you say, oh, I want to lose 10 pounds. Oh, I want to save $5,000, $1,000. Oh, I want to take a trip. We don't know when we're going to take a trip again, but oh, I want to take a trip to another country. You have to anchor it. That vision that you have for your life, you have to anchor it in something bigger than you. So I'll be hosting an anchoring visioning session this coming Thursday. It's called Visioning Your Goals and Dreams for 2021 for your success. So the link will be below. You can join me there. Let me just say it's at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So you do the numbers for yourself if you're in Central Time or if you're on the East Coast. But I want to invite you to join me. Now, for today, though, you start a new week. We get to start fresh. What does that look like for you? What does that mean for you as it relates to the goals that you have for yourself? Where are you with your self-care? Is that under your health or is that under your heart? How you take care of yourself, how you love yourself, how you stand for yourself, how you honor your goals and dreams? And I particularly talk to women because we're the ones that seem to focus on everyone else instead of focusing on ourselves. We've been taught that. We've been trained to do that. So I want you to really zero in on what does it mean for you to have what it is you say that you want. When you achieve these goals, what does it mean for you? And you'll often hear me talk about Stephen Covey because he has a favorite phrase of mine that says you start with the end in mind. You have to know where you're going. We are forever losing weight at the beginning of the year. But you want to know, what does that mean for you? Does that mean that you just change the diet? Does that mean that you change your sleeping? Does it change your eating? But more importantly, it means you change the way you think about food and yourself. So much of it has to do with you changing the way you think about what it is that you say you want to see different in your life. So you start with the end in mind. What will it mean for you to lose the 10 pounds? What will it mean for you to lose the 15 pounds? What will it mean for you to eat differently? What will it mean for you to get the sleep that you need? To set limits and boundaries for you to see the results that you want to see showing up in your life. Or it could be in your business. What will it mean for you to serve more clients? What will it mean for you to have more clients in your pipeline that you can teach to, that you can impact their lives, and then walk it backwards? See, oftentimes we start with, ooh, I want this, ooh, I want that, I want to do this. But unless you can see where you're going, unless you can see what it's going to look like and hold that vision to know what you're moving toward, then you won't know when you get there. And because the biggest piece that has to be in place is our thinking. Our thinking can have us thinking all kinds of things that don't support us reaching the goal that we say we want in our lives. So that becomes the most important part. Where do you want to end up? And then walk it backwards. If it's that you want to lose weight, if it's that you want to eat differently, if it's that you want to earn more money at work, maybe you want a boost or a raise. Is it that you want to see more results in your business? Is it that you want to see a greater response in your spirituality, that you make a greater commitment to what that means for you? If it's to pray, if it's to meditate, if it's to chant, if it's to dance, what does that look like for you? And more importantly, what is it going to feel like when you have it? We're always in this wanting mode as opposed to being, I have it already. And when we operate from I have it already, it shows up faster. Think about it this way. If you're constantly looking at something saying, oh, I got to get it, I got to get it, I got to get it. What you're saying to yourself and programming yourself to think is, I don't have it, so I have to get it. But if you operate from the premise that I already have it, it's about me manifesting it and bringing it into my life. It's already here. It's already been given to me. How do I access it? That's a different prospect, a different way of looking at it, and it pulls a different energy to you for you to see it manifest. It pulls to you the resources, it pulls to you the connections, it pulls to you the context of what it is that you're saying, contacts of what it is you're saying you will need for this to show up. So you want to be very mindful about what it is you're saying to yourself in the manifestation of the very goals and the dreams that you say you have. Because remember, you're the one that's birthing it. You're the one that's bringing it into manifestation. You and the universe together are bringing this to a reality in your life. So you're the one that has to continue to take the steps to put one foot in front of the other. And I don't want to say the challenge, but where we find ourselves having to shift is, this is your dream, your goal is what you want. And so often we want everybody to be in it. We want our cheerleaders. We want everybody helping us. Rah, rah, rah. Yeah, you can do it. You can do it. But a lot of times it's just you and your dreams and your goals. At 10 o'clock in the morning, at 2 o'clock in the morning, at 5 o'clock in the morning, that you're sitting with them, you're thinking about them, and you want to see them materialize in your life. But what I want you to do, instead of thinking about wanting them, I want you to think about having them already. Two different kind of feelings. Having it already. When you have it already, what will it feel like? To have the job, to have the additional income, to serve the clients, to have the health, to have the spirituality or religion, however you're defining that for yourself. What would it feel like for you to already have it? So we always dream about, oh, I want. That keeps you yearning for it. That keeps you thinking that it's so far away from me that I can't have it. But what happens if you begin to think, what would life be like if I already have it? What would you do differently? How would you think differently? How would you act differently? What would you speak differently? How would you carry yourself differently if you had the consciousness that you were thinking, oh, I already have it? It's even easier to bring it into your life when you operate from the premise, it's already mine. I just need to bring it into manifestation. I just need to do the work to take the steps and the actions to bring it forward. Then you don't feel like you have to climb this huge hill and I got to climb and I got to climb. I got to work real hard. I got to do this. I got to do. What you do have to do is stay focused. What you do have to do is repetitive actions that you may get bored with and decide, oh, this is too hard. It's not too hard. Your mind gets bored. You become the key, though, at the helm of your life to tell your mind what you want it to do. Remember, it works for you. I know you keep thinking your mind works on its own, but Your mind works for you. You're the one that tells your mind what to do. So you want to be very clear that you're speaking clearly to yourself as this being that ultimately sends energy out into the universe. You heard of the law of attraction, and that energy connects to other like energy, and then it propels what you're wanting to see show up in your life sooner, quicker, and faster. So what would it feel like for you to already have lost the weight? What would it feel like for you to have already started the work with your business? What would it feel like for you to take the actions to increase your clients that you're working with? What would it feel like for you to have the money in the bank already? What would it feel like for you to have that relationship and the love that you say that you want? What will it feel like for you to have the health? You're already living this vibrant life. You're already having an incredible impact on the world. What would that feel like for you already? What would it feel like for you to live the life that you say you want to live? And the more you can bask in that, the more you can daydream about that, then your dreams become anchored within you. Not something out there that you're trying to make happen, but there's something in here that you're pulling out of yourself to basically bring it into manifestation. Now the task doesn't seem as large as it had been because you realize that you are the largest instrument for it to unfold. It doesn't matter what's happening with the president. Some of that, we'll just let that be. They've got to work out the white privilege issue on America. That's just America. That doesn't have to take from what you want to see showing up in your life and the power you have in your individual lives. Now, I am always speaking to those on here because I figured those who are in other circumstances probably wouldn't be on here. But you may be. If you're in that scenario where you're struggling, where you're having a hard time, where you're struggling financially, where you're struggling to hold on to that sense of well-being, then that becomes a conversation to turn inward with. And when you're there, what I want you to hold on to is for a moment, remember those times when you were doing what you said you wanted to do, when you wanted to do it, and how you wanted to do it. Remember how that felt for you. Remember that energy inside of you. And I want you to find that and pull that up. I think they call it our girth. You know, that part within us that we dig deep and we have to pull that up. Because that's what you'll have to pull up during the transformation that's happening on the planet. That's the part of you that's going to have to find the resources. It's going to have to tap into everything that you can wherever you're living to get the resources that you need to keep putting one foot in front of the other. If we haven't learned anything else about America, is it may be the land where you can come and make everything happen and make your dreams come true, but you will have to work for it. America isn't just going to hand it to you on a silver platter. So it ultimately becomes all of our responsibility. And there are resources that are available within communities. I was just on Nextdoor yesterday, and neighbors were talking about a woman up the street. It's in, there's 2 blocks that separate me from being in Pasadena and in Altadena. So she's 2 blocks from me. And in front of her house, she's put this huge stand, and there's food on there, there's clothes on there, there's books on there. And everybody was driving by talking about it. Now, they've been doing this for several years, but it's expanded with the pandemic. So everybody's talking about, well, how do we help? How do we help? And someone said, well, I took her a $100 gift card so she could go buy food, then she could put more food out for people who need to drive by. So those kind of efforts are happening in communities, and look for that in your community. Because after I read it, and I put some things up there before, they have wonderful sayings and they're thoughtful, so I take pictures of them and put them on my Facebook page. But I said I would take her a certificate as well to buy food so that she could put food out there for people. And in those places where you see those, that's just food that's available for you to pick up, to take home for whatever it is that you need. Be on the lookout for that. It's not going to be something easy, because America doesn't make it easy really for anyone. But what you need, your community may have it for you more so than some of the larger agencies that you're looking for. So I just want to put that on there for those of you who may be here, or those of you who may have family members or other people that you're concerned about. Look in your community. I know people who are going and getting food and bringing it to people and just dropping it on their doorsteps. They hear little rumblings on these websites that we have, like the Nextdoor. Oh, this person needs that. This person is elderly and needs this. And just go and drop it off at the doors. So don't hide in any sense of shame. If you need something, you're running low on something. Gradually, what's coming out of this process is our ability to help and take care of each other. And when I hear it, I'm already taking care of nurses on the East Coast who are our essential workers. There's like 6 of them. They sent me a picture, and they were asking, people were asking, how do we help? How do we help? So I connected with one of the nurses in the hospital. She finally sent me a picture of the 6 of them. I was thinking they needed, I don't know, food and this or that. They asked me for snacks, protein snacks to help them get through their shifts longer in the hospital. How could I not send them snacks? Snacks to keep working in the hospital day after day after day. Their shifts are getting longer and longer, but that's how we can support each other. So there are places and spaces that you may not even thought of. A lot of people are on Facebook, but Facebook does have a community that says, what help do you need? Put that information in there as well to get the help that you need. On the flip side, to my other folks who run your businesses, who taking care of your kids, your family, you are making things happen in your life and you have what you need, then I am calling on you to anchor your dreams and to anchor them from the premise of Stephen Covey saying, start with the end in mind. Don't start at point A and say, okay, I have to do A, I have to do B. No, start at the end. I want to lose 10 pounds. I want to eat healthy. I want to have 10 more clients or 5 more clients. I want to run longer. Write that down. Think about what would it feel like when you already have it. Now you're operating from abundance. Don't operate from anything less than that. What will it feel like to have it? Bask in that. Daydream about that. And then walk it backwards. So what are the steps that I need to take to get to that? And that helps you begin to take the actions for your dreams. In the meantime, hop on Thursday. You know, I cut this down to just Mondays and Wednesdays. Monday mindset, Wednesday wisdom. Thursday evening at 5 o'clock Pacific time, we will be doing visioning my goals and dreams for success. And I'm going to take you through a 5-step process. A lot of people did vision boards. You know the parties for the vision boards, and that's a great start. But there's a critical piece that you get to make sure that what you put on your vision board actually connects to you and your heart, and you get to see the end results as you continue to take the steps and the actions along the way. So you've been on here with me. I am honored by all of you who show up. I won't always be here, though, going forward, but you can join me when you get on my email list. Go to JenenneMacklin.com. I believe there's a freebie on there already about healing your relationship with money. And if you're there, you'll automatically get the email that invites you to join me this Thursday at 5 p.m. We'll be on Zoom, and we will be looking at your dreams and your goals and what are the actions and the steps that you need to take inside, because we always think action means out here, but a lot of time action is we need to get the inside of us prepared. It's like getting the soil prepared for the seeds you're going to plant in it. And you can't plant seeds in soil that hasn't been nurtured, soil that hasn't been fertilized, soil that's old, and you have to fertilize your consciousness for it to show up. So that's what we'll be looking at, is how do you anchor your inners to be the soil for the manifestation of what you want to see showing up in your life? How do you anchor it within you and carry it around and then nurture it? How do you feed it? What do you say inside? Just like you do with a plant, what do you say inside? What are the thoughts you think inside about it, as opposed to, oh my God, how am I going to do this? Oh my God. No, that's not the thoughts you think. What are the thoughts that you think inside? And the thoughts you think is what nurtures it. Like you water a plant, that nurtures it. We put fertilizer on. I just fertilized the heck out of my grass 2 weeks, 3 weeks in a row to fertilize it, to let it grow. Well, it's your thoughts that are going to fertilize those dreams and the goals that you have. So you start with, what do I want it to look like? Don't ever start with, oh my God, it's so big. What am I going to do? No, what do I want it to look like? What do you want it to look like? What do you want it to feel like when you're living that experience? And then you walk it back from there, how you want to feel in it. Because in anything that we do, what it boils down to is how it makes us feel. We don't care about anything else except for how does it make it feel. Think about it. We don't go to concerts because of the pandemic. How does that make us feel? When we could go to concerts, how did it make us feel? It's all about how it makes us feel. And the lighter we are with our dreams, the more I want to say joyful and playful we are with our dreams and our goals, the more we are real clear in our mind, this is where it's going to end up. Starting with the end in mind helps you save time, save money, and make decisions that are in alignment for that result. Here is what nurtures your dreams and goals. And you're at the helm of your life, whether you accept it or not. You're the one right there within you that has the power to allow them to show up in your life with grace and ease. You have to fight for them. You have to, it can be with grace and ease. Yes, you have to take action. Yes, you have to take consistent action. You know that. You have to do some of the same things over and over and over until it clicks in here. Because ego is going to tell you can't do it. Ego is going to tell you it's too hard. Ego is going to tell you all these different things. But when you start with the end in mind and you have that picture right here and you keep it in your mind, this is what it's going to look like. This is what it's going to feel like. Then all you do is constantly drive all of your energy toward, let's get that for her. The universe says that, let's get that for her. She said, this is the way it's going to feel. She said, this is the way it's going to be. Then let's bring that to her. And the universe then starts bringing it to you because you're acting from the feelings. You say, ego always tells me that. Ego tells you what, dear? Well, tell me, Connie, what does ego tell you? Because we say ego means edging God out. Because for so many of us, the ego is what's running us. We're not consciously running us. We're letting our ego run us. And it's the one that says, oh, you got to have this. Oh, you got to do this. Oh, you got to work hard. Oh, it's got to be difficult. No, it doesn't have to be difficult. It doesn't have to be hard. Now, it does take a concerted effort. It does take conscious effort. It does take you being the helm of what you say you want to see showing up in its life, your life. That's where you're at the helm of it. Oh, yeah, ego will tell you that in a heartbeat. Oh, it's too big. I can't do that. Oh, yeah. And what do you say back to it when it says that to you? What do you say back to it? That's what you want to get clear about. When ego, see, that happens when you're by yourself late at night. Oh, you can't do that. It's too big. I hear that. Well, I'm not sure. Do I hear that anymore? No, what I may hear is, oh, you don't know how to do that. You don't know how to do that. And then what I say back to him is, I may not know how, but I know somebody who does. I may not know how. I've got enough people on this planet, this earth, throughout these United States and other countries too. I know somebody who does. So I have a tendency to talk back to ego because ego isn't real. You can do all things through Christ that strengthens you. Let that be your mantra. Let that be your mantra. But I talk to it like it's some little punk on the corner somewhere. Excuse me, you can't tell me what I can and cannot do. You're not the one who created me. Matter of fact, I'm not even sure where ego came from, quite frankly. So I have a tendency to talk back to ego. Or I get on the phone with someone else, and as I talk and listen to them, it helps me talk back to ego. But I never let ego off the hook. You don't run my life. You did not create me. And I know there's more to me than the 5 senses they taught me. I know there is a bigger sense to me that's in charge of everything. But when it tells you it's too big, you need to say, no, it's not. It's just big enough. I can't do it. Oh, I might not be able to do it with you, but there's a power bigger than you and I can do it with that power. Oh yeah, I cut it, shut it down. I don't have time to hear all that. You either going to be on my side, ego, or you can get out. Because I know what you're really trying to do is edge God out. That's what the EGO stands for. If you saw the movie Soul, if you haven't seen it, it's a wonderful way of realizing the truth of who we are and how we are so much about energy and how we're connected to something so much bigger than what ego wants to make us so small and America wants to make us so small. But who we are within is a lot bigger. And those statements right there, Connie, write those down. It's too big. You can't do it. Then ask yourself, how come? Why is it too big? Why can't I do it? There are children with 2 arms and 1 leg that do things. There's people that don't have any arms that do things. Why can't I do this? I've always talked back to it, and I've always talked to myself. Why not? It's all happening in my head, and if I don't talk to it and cancel it, it'll actually think it's true. So I cancel that out. And if it works for you to say that I can do all things through Christ that strengthen me, that's good. But what I go right back to is the very same thing. It's too big. Why is it too big, ego? Tell me. Why is it too big? You won't get an answer. I can't do it. Tell me, how come I can't do it? Well, you don't know how. You didn't go to school long enough. And? Well, nobody else in your family has done it. And? Well, they don't like black people. And? Do I have time to be listening to that? And I want to manifest and see what I want to see in my life? I don't have time for that. Challenge it every single time. That's your Monday mindset. Challenge that stuff you hear your ego say to you every single time. Don't let that just say stuff to you that's out of alignment with what you want to see showing up in your life. You're the one at the helm of your life. And there's a power that's moving through you bigger than anything else that's at the helm of your life. Don't let any of those statements come through your mind without you challenging them and saying, excuse me? Who are you to tell me what I can and cannot do? Some whispering voice whose only job was to help us write checks, pay bills, and do the basics in life. When it comes to our dreams and our goals, that requires something bigger. That's why ego gets nervous, because it can't do that. Ego can't bring your dreams. Ego can't bring your dreams. The energy, the power that brings your dreams is bigger than ego. So for this Monday mindset, challenge those thoughts you hear that say, you can't do this, you can't lose weight. After a month, you already given up on your goal to lose weight. Why? Because ego didn't say, oh, you can't do this. Oh, this is too hard. And you're going to let that voice rule your joy and your dreams? Psh, get out of here. Don't tell me what I can't do. I hear that I can't do, then I want to do it even more. So what's your excuse? Everybody's got ego somewhere saying something. You have to decide if you're going to give ego credit or if you're going to recognize that it's trying to edge God out and instead kick it out. No, I'm going to stand with the infinite power that created me, that breathes my breath and beats my heart. Kick it out. Kick it to the curb. Challenge everything. Oh, this is too hard. Why is it too hard? If you had a baby, that had to be harder. If you had to recover from some terminal illness, that had to be harder. Don't tell me what's too hard, ego. You're just trying to get in my way. You're just trying to stop me from the goodness that I'm here to receive, the goodness that I'm here to give. And I tell you what, Connie, and who else was on here? And Beverly was on here, and Kat comes on, and Crystal comes on. I tell you what, start talking back to ego and see what happens. See if you don't hear it that much. The only reason why you hear ego in the first place is because you give it a place where it'll be heard. Stop listening to it. Ego's edging God out. Stop listening to it. Hi, Cora. How are you and where are you? Stop listening to it. Challenge it. I take walks all the time. Most of the time I'm talking to you, but it's like 45 degrees out there right now, and I was not feeling well yesterday. And every time I start uphill, and each time I go, I can hear myself say, God, I don't know if I'm going to make it. And you know what I do? I keep putting one foot in front of the other. You're welcome, Connie. Where are you? East Coast, West Coast? You at work or you at home? You're an essential worker, and I need to express amazing gratitude to you. And you know what I do when I go up my hill? And the days I don't feel like it and I don't want to do it, I just tell myself, Jenenne, all you got to do is put one foot in front of the other. And when I walk, that's all I say, just keep putting one foot in front of the other. And I have certain places when I get up to a certain point that I turn left, and I put one foot on there, then I'm like, okay, look at the flowers, because I love to look at the flowers. I love to see what God has created. Oh, Houston, Texas, okay. I love to look at the sky. And then I get to another point, then I turn right, and then I have to go up another hill. And I just put one foot in front of the other. I look at the houses, I look at the landscape, I look for God in everything. And then there's another point when I make another right turn, I see the park. I'm like, okay, you're almost there. You got to the park. One foot in front of the other. One foot in front of the other. And that cancels out anything I might have heard ego say. That cancels out anything that said I can't do it. That cancels out anything saying I won't be able to do it because it's too far, it's too hard, I don't feel like it. I just put one foot in front of the other. And before I know it, I've made it up to 4.2 miles. Here's the thing. You have got to be your biggest cheerleader because you are with you all the time. Stop going out there thinking they're going to do it, or they're going to do it, or your husband's going to do it, or your wife, your girlfriend, boyfriend's going to do it. You are with you all the time, and you're the one that's got to be your biggest cheerleader. So challenge any thoughts that you hear that are contradictory to what you put on that vision board. Challenge any thoughts that you hear that are contradictory to any goals that you have. Any goals that you have, make sure you have action steps up under them with a time frame. Challenge anything that tells you anything different about what you cannot do on this planet. Challenge it. How come I can't? See what ego tells you then. See, one of the things I found out, and I'm going to let you go, about ego is when you challenge it, it shuts up. It's used to just running without anybody saying anything. But when ego says, oh, you're not going to be able to do that. How come I can't? You can. Why not? I challenge it. Yes, I do talk back to it because it's talking in my head, so I'm talking back to it in my head. Shut it down. You hold your dreams. Your dreams have been given to you for a particular reason. You get to stand for them and stand with them and bring them into the reality that you want to see in your day-to-day life. And in order to do that, you have to tell ego to shut up or challenge it. Oh, you can't do this. You can just go eat some chocolate candy because that'll make you feel better. Well, maybe I don't want to feel better right now. Maybe I'm okay with being uncomfortable and going up this hill. And when I finish up this hill, I can have me a smoothie and that'll make me feel better. If you just challenge that voice, you'll see some different results in your life. So your mindset today is that you are at the helm of your dreams. You get to orchestrate it. And one of the tools and the ways you get to do that, baby, is shutting ego down. Shut it down. Because see, if you do it with ego, it's a good preparation because you may have to do it with some of your friends. You may have to do it with those other naysayers who say, oh, girl, you can't do that. That's too much work. Excuse me, you don't tell me what's too much work. If you're going to be my friend, you need to support what I say I'm going to do, or I can just do it on my own. You just have to shut it all down and be truly at the helm of your life for the dreams and the goals that you want to see showing up. And you can do all that in the midst of America doing its transformation and Biden going into office and Trump having to be impeached and the unemployment rate and the children may or may not be in school and the numbers going down and where we're going to mask and not mask and we're going to have vaccines and all that. That's just becoming noise in the world. At some point, you have to pull in and get zeroed in on what you want for you and your life and know that you're the one that's going to bring it with the grace and goodness of God and the universe into your life. And that other stuff out there is just noise. Don't listen to it. Don't focus on it. Give your goals and your dreams your full attention. And then if you want to do some yummy fun stuff, join me this Thursday on the Zoom webinar masterclass, the first masterclass for 2021. We're visioning my goals and dreams for success. I have 5 steps I want to walk you through. It wasn't just about putting the pictures on the board. You know that, right? So the link will be here. I'll be back here on Wednesday, 9 o'clock. And then hopefully I'll see you on Thursday evening. Have a great day. Take good care of yourself. Great to see you. Good to see you, Connie. Hi, Coral. Good to see you as well. Hey, Kat. Good to see you, Crystal. I haven't seen you in a long time. Beverly, good to see you as well. And my Bindu son. Good to see you as well. Take good care. Have a great day, everyone. Bye for now.